Okay, so welcome back to the 10-6 diaries. So this is week 4 of the off-season plan. So prior to this, I'd actually done like a little 2-week cycle, and then that cycle wasn't really working out great. I was getting a bit of back pain from some hip thrusts that I was doing in that cycle, so I ended up jumping on to the off-season work, and I didn't really deload from those 2 weeks. It just was like 2 weeks of hard training, then into another sort of 6-week cycle essentially, and this was the deload week. So finally was deloading, and I felt like the unload definitely made a difference, but it still felt like my power was like way down with the Olympic lifts. My max strength honestly didn't feel like it was too impacted, but I feel like it's hard to say because I definitely think I've gained a lot of strength over the last year or so. I've not tested my like max strength like back squat or anything like that in a while, up until recently. And even recently I didn't really get to go full on and really max out because I had to be careful with my knee. But you'll see that hopefully soon. I'm, as I say, trying to catch up with the videos, trying to get it to sort of like the current week, or like, well, it'll be like a week behind always, I guess, but that's currently what I'm trying to do. So I think I'm currently like 1 training cycle behind, so it shouldn't take too long hopefully to get all these videos sorted out. But yeah, so I actually decided to test my push-up here. So you'll see, did weighted push-ups. I managed to do 7 reps with 30 kilos on my back, which I think is pretty solid, especially considering like the fact that I don't really do bench press much, and this is just sort of like 1 4-week block of like weighted push-ups, and I've managed to kind of get my strength up to that level, which I'm quite happy with. Not like I'm not really overly fussed about training upper body. I think it is nice to have like an all-round, I guess, good physique for like confidence levels, but I think it's not necessarily like necessary, but it's good to, I guess, just like keep a general level of fitness, as I say, just for sort of confidence. But yeah, then my main sort of sprint day, which was Wednesday, we did these like jogging, like 20-meter flies. So it was like 5-meter jogging, and then it was 10-meter jogging, which was the deload week, and those were decent. I think hit like 2.5 seconds, which is honestly pretty solid, I think, for having like such a low like approach speed, I guess. Coming into the 20-meter fly, it was like a jogging then a skip. I decided that was sort of the best way to do these, instead of just like jogging in and then trying to accelerate from like an upright position. So I sort of like adjusted the training plan a little bit from what was in the notes. And then I did some jumps. The jumps actually went really well, so these were my highest jumps I think this year actually. I want to say it was 776, so 776 milliseconds for the off vertical, and then for the approach jump, the 2-step approach jump was 814 milliseconds, which is like my highest flight time I've ever recorded from like a 2-step jump. And yeah, it felt like really solid. I felt like I was getting off the ground really well. I actually looked back at my technique and was sort of like adjusting it as I was going, and I found out sort of like a shallower knee bend for the 2-foot approach jumps really worked out well for me. So that's why I ended up going with in the end, and it produced some pretty good results, so I was happy with that. But yeah, that was the jumps. Then on to the lifts. The lifts felt really good this week, so it definitely felt like my strength had came back a lot compared to the previous week, which just like goes to show you, I guess, goes to show you how easy it is to sort of like rally back if you're feeling a bit too fried. Just back off a little bit and you'll probably bounce back, or that's at least what I find anyway. Some people I know, it takes sort of like a week to feel the deload. Some people are strange and they'll just kind of feel good like mid-cycle. It's always a good sign if you do feel good mid-cycle though, because that just means that you've probably improved your baseline performance, which is always a big W. And then on to Friday's workout. So I did these hill sprints up this hill that was just like pretty close to the gym. Quite like the idea of like concrete hill sprints, like doing them on tarmac, because it's a better training stimulus than grass. But my only sort of problem with it is I've got like a little bit of plantar fasciitis. So this week I was dealing with it a little bit. It wasn't like really bad, but it was starting to the pain was starting to creep back up a little bit. But yeah, that's what I had to deal with, and I'd like to do more of the concrete hill sprints, but yeah, I don't think I'll be doing much with this plantar fasciitis. I think I'll stick probably just to the grass for the time being and sort of see how it progresses. I guess that's like the main thing, is just to make sure it doesn't get to a level that's gonna stop me. But yeah, then I did Olympic lifts in the gym, and these lifts honestly went like really bad. You know, I tried to do this heavier complex. I think it's just like a confidence issue really with the Olympic lifts. But yeah, that's really about it for the video. So I hope you enjoyed my first sort of 4-week block of training, and I hope you enjoy the next episode. So that'll be week 1 of the new training cycle, and I will see you in the next one.